welcome to the Morning Exhale. I'm Stephanie Gaines-Bryant. So let's begin by sitting into Sukhasana with your ankles crossed. If that's too much for you this morning, you can stretch your legs out. Do whatever is most comfortable for you. But let's start off by putting your hands on your knees. Roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let's do that one more time. Rolling your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let's stretch your arms out to the side. Pressing your right hand into the floor. Inhale your left arm up and overhead. Then exhale, release. Let's do the other side, lifting up and overhead. Then exhale, release. Let's lift your left arm up and overhead. This time we're going to take your left hand, bring it to your right knee. Look over your shoulder. Exhale, untwist. Sweep the arm up. Release it down. Let's do the other side, lifting up and overhead. This time we're taking your right hand, bring it to your left knee. Look over your shoulder. Exhale, untwist, sweep the arm up, release it down. Let's bring your hands to your knees, and we're going to do some warm-up breathing exercises. So let's lift up your left hand. We're taking your thumb, or we're leaving your thumb and your pinky out, and we're going to take that left thumb, bring it to your left nostril. Exhale out of that right nostril. Inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch, exhale, inhale, switch. Let's do that 5 more times at your own pace. Exhale, inhale, switch. Complete the next exhale, inhale, switch. Then bring your hand down to your knee. Let's roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Let's stretch your legs out this morning. I was sitting on top of my blanket, making sure that my knees and my hips were at the same level. So let's come into a seated position, bringing your hands behind you, pressing out with your heels. Point your toes, heels, toes, heels, and toes. Let's come back to heels. We're going to bend your right knee, interlace your fingers on your shin, lift up your left leg, and we're just going to circle your foot. Pause, circle in the other direction, and release. Let's do the other side. Interlace your fingers on your shin. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Don't round back. We're lifting up your legs. Circle your foot. Pause. Circle in the other direction. And release. Stretching both legs out. Let's lengthen up, hinging from the hips. Fold forward. Bring your hands down to either your shins, ankles, or toes. Relax your shoulders. Let your head relax and breathe. Notice any sensations in the back of your leg. Notice any sensations in your lower back. Inhale, sitting up. We're going to come to all fours for table pose. As I always say in table pose, making sure your shoulders are over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. Let's round your back, chin to chest. Drop your tailbone for cat. Inhale your head up. Drop your abdomen down. Lift your tailbone for cow. Now, I want to talk about cat and cow today. A lot of times people will take their head and they'll lift their head all the way up. The cervical spine is very delicate, so always be careful when you're doing cat and cow. With the round your back, chin to chest, drop your tailbone. Inhale your head up. You don't have to lift that head all the way up so you're looking up to the ceiling. Just look straight ahead. So let's do a couple of more cat and cows. Exhale for cat. Round your back, chin to chest. Drop your tailbone. Inhale your head up. Drop your abdomen down. Lift your tailbone for cow. Now let's come to a neutral spine. We're going to stretch your left leg out behind you on the inhale, and we're just going to move forward and back, bringing some stretch to your feet, the toes and the arches. Now let's exhale. Bring that knee back into place. Let's do the other side. Stretching your leg out behind you on the inhale. And we're just moving forward and back. Bringing some stretch to your calf and your arches and your heels. Bring that knee back into place. Let's bring both knees together. Lower your hip down to the left as you look over your right shoulder. Come back to center. Lower down to the other side, looking over your shoulder. Then back to center. If you're new to yoga, the best thing you can have are your blocks. Your blocks are your best friend. It makes yoga accessible. Blocks make yoga accessible to just about anybody. So let's work with the blocks now. I'm going to put the blocks, one on one side, the other on the other side, and I'm going to stretch my left leg out again. Then on an exhale, I'm going to bring my foot in between the blocks. I'm going to drop that other knee back just an inch or so. We're going to get ready to do seesaws. So let's straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, and bend. Very good. Let's slide that left foot back and do the other side. We're going to inhale, stretching back the right leg. Exhale, bend into your knee. We're bringing your foot in between the blocks. And let's drop that left knee back an inch or so, and let's do some seesaws. Straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, and bend. Now, let's curl your back toes under. We're curling those left toes under. Step your foot up. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, down to your heart center. Soften your knees. Bring your hands to the blocks. We're stepping your right foot back. Lower your knee down. Uncurl your toes. Inhale all the way up. Exhale. Bring your hands back down to the blocks. Curl your back toes under. Lift up your knee. Step that back foot forward. Inhale, coming up. Palms together. Exhale, down to your heart center. Soften your knees. Bring your hands to the blocks. Let's step your left foot back. Lower your knee down, uncurl your toes, inhale your arms all the way up to V position. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the blocks. Curl your back toes under, lift up your knee, step that back foot up. Inhale all the way up, palms together. Exhale, down to your heart center. Let's do that once more. Soften your knees. Hands come to the blocks. We're going to step your right foot back. Lower your knee down, uncurl your toes. Inhale, lifting all the way up. Exhale, release your hands down to the blocks. Curl your back toes under. Lift up your knee, step your foot up. Inhale all the way up, palms together. Exhale, down to your heart center. Soften your knees, hands come to the block. Stepping that left foot back, lower your knee down, uncurl your toes. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands down to the blocks. Curl your back toes under. Lift up your knee. We're going to step that left foot forward. Inhale all the way up, palms together. Exhale, down to your heart center. Very good. Let's work on some postures this morning. We're going to stretch your legs out. We're coming into a wide stance. Let's pivot your right foot forward and bring that big toe in just an inch or so, bending into your knee. Stretch your arms out to the side. We're looking powerfully over your right fingertips. Now let's straighten out that front leg. Bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, and straighten. Let's reach your fingertips forward, and then we're going to rotate your arms for triangle. Take that left hand, bring it down to meet the right hand. Then inhale that left arm up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Now let's come back up, bending into your knee, coming once more into side warrior pose. Then we're going to drop that back arm down, lift the top arm up for reverse warrior. Breathe. Coming back to side warrior pose, straighten out that front leg, pivot forward, release your arms down. Let's roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Now we're going to pivot in the other direction. We're bending into your knee. Stretch your arms out to the side for side warrior. Now let's straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, and bend. The next time your leg is straight, let's reach those fingers forward and rotate your arms for triangle. Let's take your right hand, bring it down to the left hand. Then inhale, lifting up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lower down. Now let's inhale that arm up, and we're bringing your torso back to center. Bend into your front knee. Drop your back arm down. Lift your top arm up for reverse warrior. Come back to side warrior pose. Straighten out your front leg, pivot forward, and release your arms down. Let's roll your shoulders forward, up, back, and down. We're going to pivot to the right once more, bending into your front knee, and we're bringing your forearm down just above your knee, lifting that back arm up and overhead for side angle pose. Breathe. Inhale, coming up. We're going to take that Left foot, and we're going to pivot forward a little bit with that foot and bring your arms in front of you, bend at the elbows. We're dropping your left elbow down, bring the right elbow over. We're coming into eagle arms. Exhale forward, inhale lifting up, exhale forward, inhale lifting up, exhale forward, inhale, lifting up, release. Then we're going to inhale your arms all the way up to warrior one. Breathe. Straighten out that front leg, pivot forward, and release your arms down. Let's do the other side. We're pivoting to the left, bending into your front knee, stretching your arms out for side warrior pose. Now let's bring your forearm down just above your knee. Lift your back arm up and overhead, coming into side angle pose. Inhale, coming up. We're going to bring that back arm forward, bend at the elbows. Drop your right elbow down, bring the left elbow over, coming into eagle arms. Let's exhale forward. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale forward. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale forward. Inhale, lifting up. Release. Sweep those arms up to warrior one. Breathe. Now let's bring your hands back down to the blocks. And you can adjust your feet, making sure that your left foot is in between the blocks. And we're going to lower that right knee down, uncurl your toes, and slide your foot back. Let's move the blocks to the side. And we're going to lower your hip down. We're lowering the left hip down, and we're coming into a seated position. Let's bring the soles of your feet to the floor. Hands are behind you. Let's lower your knees to the left. Come back to center. Lower to the right. Come back to center. Lower to the left. Sweep your arm up and overhead. Then release. We're going to move to the other side, sweeping your arm up and overhead. Then release. Now we're going to stretch your legs out. And I want you to bend your left knee. And we're going to bring your ankle across your knee, sitting up nice and tall. Imagine drawing your navel in toward your spine. Let's lift up your foot, cradle your knee, and we're gently rocking back and forth. Now let's take your foot, we're going to bring it across that straight leg. We're using your right arm to hug your knee. Your left palm comes directly behind you. Look over your shoulder. Exhale, untwist. Let's stretch out that leg. We're going to bring the right ankle across your knee, sitting up nice and tall, navel drawn in toward your spine, shoulders are relaxed, the crown of your head is reaching towards the ceiling. Lift up your foot, cradle your knee, and we're gently rocking back and forth. Now let's take that foot, bring it across the straight leg. We're going to use your left arm to hug your knee. Bring your palm directly behind you, looking over your shoulder. Exhale, untwist. Now we're going to bend your knees, and you're going to come down on your forearms. Let's take your right ankle and we're going to bring it across your left knee. Let's lift up your left foot, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, and release. Let's do the other side, bringing your ankle across your knee. Lift up your foot, straighten, bend, straighten, bend, straighten, bend. Bring your foot to the floor, sitting up. Let's bring your hands underneath your thighs, lift your chest, lean back for upward boat. Now we're going to roll on down to your back, press your heels to the ceiling. For dead bug, reach your fingers toward your big toes. Bend your knees, bringing your feet back to the mat. We're going to roll over onto your right side, coming onto your forearm. Let's stretch your top leg out. We're going to circle forward. Pause, circle back. Very good. Then release. Now let's roll over onto your belly. Bring your palms next to your chest. Your elbows are hugged in. Your big toes touch. Scoop your pelvis into the mat. Press into your palms, lifting up your chest. Lift up your head for cobra. Then release. Let your body melt down onto the mat, and we're just going to wiggle your hips right and left. Very good. We're going to roll over onto the other side, coming onto your forearm. Knees drawn in towards your chest. Stretch that top leg out. Circle forward. Pause, circle back. Very good, and release. Let's flip over onto your belly once more. We're going to bring your hands behind you now. Interlace your fingers, reach your knuckles toward your heels, and lift up your chest. Lift up your legs if you'd like. Then release. Let your arms drape down by your side. Let your forehead come down, either your forehead or your chin, whichever one feels best for you. Now let's bring your palms next to your chest. Your elbows are hugged in. Press into your palms. We're lifting all the way up to upward dog. Press into your knees, pushing back into child's pose. Inhale, moving forward into upward dog. Exhale, pressing into your knees for child's pose. Inhale, moving forward into upward dog. Exhale, pressing back into child's pose. Now let's come back to table pose, swing around and come into a seated position. We're going to bring your legs into Sukhasana. Shoulders are relaxed, hands are on your knees, and we're just going to go inside now, slowing it down. Taking in a nice, deep, full breath. Letting the breath rise to the crown of your head. Pause. Then exhale. Release the breath. Let the breath go. At the bottom of the breath, before taking your next inhale, count to 4. Invite the breath in, allowing the breath to fill your rib cage, your back, your abdomen. Pause. Then exhale. Release the breath. Let the breath go. At the bottom of the breath, before taking your next inhale, count to 4. Whenever you're ready, invite the breath in, letting the breath fill your body. Notice how your chest rises, your shoulder blades rise. Just notice. Pause. Then exhale. Release the breath. Let the breath go. At the bottom of the breath, before taking your next inhale, count to 4. Whenever you're ready, invite the breath in. But this time, I'd like you to return to your natural breath, your natural breathing pattern. And let's just take a moment or so to just follow that wave of breath in and out of your body. You have nothing to do, nowhere to go, but follow your own breath. Whenever you're ready, bringing your awareness back into whatever room you're in. Just making small movements with your fingers and your toes, and nodding your head right and left, and just open your eyes, letting your eyes greet the light on this glorious moment. Let's stretch your arms out. Inhale all the way up, palms together. Let's all exhale with a sigh. Stretch your arms out. Inhale all the way up, palms together. Exhale with a sigh. May the light in me see the light in each one of you. Thank you for joining me, Stephanie Gaines-Bryant, with the Morning Exhale. Namaste.